But from the Silicon Valley investments, we had a couple of great wins. We invested in Redgate, which we sold to AOL, and AOL took off like a rocket, and so we actually made the Alaskan government quite a bit of money, where a lot of them thought we were just going to lose it all, and it was an experiment for them. So that was the first one, and I didn't really think anything beyond that, except that my business, the SBIC, started to take off, and I was starting to think about growing that, and I thought of my partner, John Fisher, who he and I shared an office when I first gotten out of business school. I was working for Alex Brown, and he and I shared an office, and we got along very well, but looked at the world very differently, and I thought that would be a very helpful thing for me.
Complementary viewpoint.
And so the two of us, along with Larry Kubal, decided to raise Draper Associates 2. We considered the other one. And we went out and had a wonderful time going out and raising that fund, and we put the thing together, and we closed it at $20 million, and that was the beginning of where Draper and Fisher got together. And then about 4 or 5 years later, Steve Jurvetson joined us, and we did Draper Fisher Associates 3, and that was a $50 million fund, and then it just grew from there and became Draper Fisher Jurvetson, and we've had a lot of success. And along with that success, we did decide that Alaska wasn't the only place that needed venture capital. And so we spread venture capital all over the world. We decided we would, I had a good friend from Harvard Business School who worked with me, and we set up a franchise in Utah. And then I had some very good friends that I knew were very bright to help me start something in Los Angeles. And then we set one up in Pittsburgh, and then one in New York, and then one in Chicago. And then we decided we were going to go international. We set up DFJ ePlanet. And DFJ ePlanet was a big risk. And we partnered up with a couple of people and who helped manage the various offices around the globe. And that turned out to bring in a couple of our big bonanzas. We had big success with Skype, and a big success with Tesla. I mean, with Tesla came later. A big success with Baidu. And the world started to become our oyster.